What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. We got a full cast and crew today. We're going to be going over everything week 14. We're going to be glossing over the whole week, going over our thoughts, going over our prayers, going over, some of those in our thoughts and prayers right now, after tough games this weekend. Riley, I'm sorry, bud. That was tough. That was tough. That was I think I texted the group chat immediately after that game and I said, I think Caleb had money on Green Bay. Because that throw was something.
It was something.
I just run us through your thoughts on the game, Riley.
So we started off really slow in the first half. I had no doubt in my mind we were scoring on that drive. Caleb Williams throwing a pick wasn't even on my radar. When with a lot of Bears quarterbacks, that's normally my number one thought. I thought the run game was not quite as creative as it was in the Philly game. Now, even more of a basic Ben Johnson offense is still a lot more creative than a lot of the offenses in the NFL.
For sure.
But I thought it seemed a little more basic. And in the passing game, Caleb Williams started off rough, but the second half, almost every pass play was a boot to the left, a boot to the right. They didn't have him sitting in the pocket a whole lot, not even throwing a whole lot. So it was just kind of an odd game, but I'm at the point now, we have 4 weeks left in the NFL season.
Yep.
The Bears are who they're going to be.
This year.
This year. And the same with Caleb Williams. His accuracy problems are not something that's going to get fixed in the next 4 games. The touch passes are not a tool that he has in his bag at this very moment. That was another thing. A lot of the throws he was making, especially in the first half, were to wide receivers standing still and just absolute bolts. They weren't getting higher than defenders' helmets.
Yeah.
So it just becomes a matter of what can we do with this Bears team to finish out the season.
Yeah, no, that's all very accurate, very fair. I think that's all kind of what we watched. I would say that I'm shocked by this Packers team. I really am. This Packers team is I consistently look at them and I watch them play. They're a top 10 defense. They're not a top 5 defense. So I don't see their defense as, they're like Denver. You can just week in and week out, you can just expect their defense to win you every game.
Well, the Bears dominated in the run game in the second half. They were taking Micah out because he was so tired of having to defend the run.
Yeah. And they put up points against some teams. The Cowboys, when the Cowboys defense was struggling early in the season. Pittsburgh, we know Detroit's been struggling. Chicago this week, but then the Commanders, the Bengals when they were struggling, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Vikings, they only put up 23 against, and then they've had some real stinkers where they put up 13, 10, 7. It's just weird.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. Off the top of my head, I don't think Green Bay scored in the red zone once, which is typically a good thing.
Yeah.
They put up 28 points. They were all big explosive.
Plays.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, they had 1 touchdown in the red zone. Josh Jacobs up the middle for 2 yards, but besides that, it was a 23-yard touchdown, 45-yard touchdown, 41-yard touchdown, all pretty big plays, like you said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I had the stats right here in front of me, so I wanted to go ahead and let you know.
And something strange happened too. The Bears have been dealing with a lot of injuries. Last week we got Kyler Gordon back, who's our starting slot corner, and then in the games during warm-ups he got hurt. I don't even know what he was doing in warm-ups, but I don't know if he'll be back this season.
Yeah.
And this was in warm-ups.
And the Green Bay offense perplexes me because the run game is good, but Josh Jacobs is having a statistically like efficiency rough year, not overall stats, but efficiency, EPA, stuff like that rough year. And then to your point, they put up 28 points on you guys. Jordan Love had 2 passes completed beyond 20 yards and only 5 passes completed beyond 10 yards in the whole game.
Yeah.
And he threw 25 times. Like 20 of his 25 throws were short of the sticks, and he took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots beyond 20 yards, or sorry, 7 total, but went, had 4 incompletions, a pick, and 2 touchdowns. Like it was either boom or bust. And then everything else was, there's 4 here at or behind the line of scrimmage. There's another 5 inside of 5 yards. There's another 4 inside of 10 yards. It's not like they were, that's what Green Bay's been doing. That's how they're winning. And the offense is so weird. And it's very strange. You don't think of them like even it's just very weird. I don't understand how they're winning the way they are. And it perplexes me to watch them.
One thing that does give me confidence is both the Philly game and the Green Bay game, they came into those games having the fewest turnovers, and the Bears still managed to get turnovers in both games.
Yeah.
And that was something that kind of had concerned me with all the bad quarterbacks they had played throughout the season. And could they keep getting turnovers against good teams? And they've shown that they can.
I'll warn you, that's a big double-edged sword, because that doesn't go on forever. Like it just like the 2018 Bears defense was number 1 in turnovers, and then the next year they were like 25th, right? The Vikings last year were number 1 in turnovers, and this year that has been our biggest issue is we cannot get turnovers. Yeah. Like I think we have 3 interceptions on the year before yesterday, and they were all in the same game type situation. It's been so rough.
And that's what I don't think this is going to carry on into next year. We still have a lot of holes on this roster, especially on the defense that need filled. But as far as this team, they need the turnovers to be semi-successful on defense.
Yep. All right, let's go through the rest of these games. I'll turn it over to our 2 residents here. How are we feeling about the? You guys have anything you want to add? We kind of talked about Sunday morning to the Cowboys-Lions game. Either of you?
Spoon, you got anything?
I mean, I was just going to say that right whenever we started feeling confident about this Cowboys defense, they let the Lions just put up 44 points on us. So that's kind of frustrating going into next week and the following weeks to come. Besides that, that's kind of all I have. I mean, I feel like our offense is still hitting on all cylinders. Just our defense needs to get their shit together, basically.
At one point, we were down 11, and then at another point, we were down 3.
Yeah.
We got the game to 27-30, and I was like, okay, we can do this. We got that 2-point conversion, which is like needed it, and I was like, all right, we're good. And then just shooting themselves in the foot, man. It's just self-inflicted mistakes. The defense has got to get better. They got to stay consistent. They were on a
there were a ton of dumb penalties that we committed that just killed our drives.
And like I said, they got to stay consistent. They played really well for those first 3 weeks. Classic Cowboys. They were down for just a mess up of a game. People were really saying that was a gauntlet of those 3 games: Eagles, Chiefs, Lions.
Absolutely.
It was.
And we really only needed 2 out of 3 wins, which we got those first 2 right off the bat. So I'm happy about that.
We have a long break now going into the Vikings game next Sunday, so I think it's much needed after the gauntlet that we did just go through. So.
How many games are you guys behind Philly?
I mean, they still only have 8 wins, so
2,
I guess.
2, and Philly. Does Philly have the tiebreaker right now?
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I don't.
Philly needs to lose 2 more games, and we need to win out.
What's unfortunate though is that I don't. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it as a wild card. because the NFC is just so stacked right now.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of it.
Carolina, the fact that Carolina is just hot right now really sucks for you guys because they get the Saints and then they get Tampa twice, so they'll win one of those games, and then they have the Hawks, so they'll go 2-2. So that's only 9 wins. It's only 9 wins. You got to get to 10.
I don't really have any hope for
I mean, our schedule isn't the toughest, and no offense, but we do play the Vikings this week.
Hey, I got thoughts on that.
That could be an anything game, man. Because like JJ, they looked pretty good. They looked pretty good on Sunday.
I'll say this, and Riley can kind of attest to this. In the first half of the Bears, it's what I've been saying all fucking season long. If you take the kitty gloves off, he's fine. Kevin O'Connell keeps trying to out-scheme himself and put in these elaborate schemes to try to make JJ into this, Kirk Cousins quarterback where he's within the system and doing all these things. And if you just let him play, you just turn him loose and give him a play and say, hey, go make a play. He plays way better. He's done it all season. They did it in the Bears game.
I don't think it's that, and it's not. It's definitely not his. It's definitely not
what they
his.
said.
Here's what they said. They just put up 31 points, and he didn't even break 170 yards passing.
Yeah, but
it's not that. It's their rushing game. Aaron Jones rushed for 76 yards, and Jordan Mason rushed for 52 yards. They were both averaging over almost 5 yards a carry. Actually, both of them were averaging. No, Jordan Mason was just below 5 yards a carry.
But if you watch the game,
was averaging over 5 yards a carry, and that's what you have to go to, because if their rushing game is on, then JJ McCarthy could just sit back and be like, "Oh, they're going to try to stop the run. I can just pass for 163 yards, and I'll be fine." 31 points and 163 yards, bro. That's not him
turnovers,
breaking loose and
short fields. Short fields.
It's him. No,
it's not him. It's short fields. First of all, hold on.
But I'm just saying short fields in that game. The rushing game, and I promise you that you guys are going to put up points on the Cowboys next week because y'all are going to be able to run the ball.
Okay,
that's it.
Can I throw something out there?
Hang on, let Brenner go. Let Brenner go.
Riley can go first. I would like to hear Riley's thoughts.
So this is not necessarily about either game in particular, but something I heard that's making a lot of more sense the more you look around the league. Lance Briggs, former Bears linebacker, he was on a podcast talking about how the run game is really making a return in the NFL. And he's attributed it to all these linebackers now are getting smaller. So that they can do more in the pass game. And now we are kind of reaching the other end of the scale where there's all these small linebackers now. And so teams are going to have more success rushing the ball because they're not big enough to be as big of a defender in the run game.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I agree with that. It's very much starting to swing that other way with things, and what goes around comes around type situation always. So Spoon, back to my point. So short fields on turnovers, okay, lots of short fields on turnovers. I'm not disagreeing the run game was on because it was on.
Y'all's run game was fucking killing it.
The 98-yard drive, they had half of their rushing yards on that drive alone. Like, it was great. Like, it was awesome. But JJ McCarthy had 3 real incompletions all day. He had 4 drops. So, and I mean like drops, like hit him in the hands and they just dropped it. So there's 20 of 23 for probably 210 yards if he doesn't have those drops. When you watch the game, he was really good. He had a 130 passer rating. He had a 75 QBR, which is equivalent to a MVP Josh Allen. Like, that's how well he played. The raw yardage stats don't blow you away, but he played really well, and that's what I was talking about. When they just cut him loose and let him play, he plays within the scheme. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't airball throws high. He doesn't throw interceptions, which are the things he had been doing. Right. And that's what I meant. Not that he's going to throw for 300 yards.
Is it this Washington team is ranked 30th?
Yeah, they're terrible in the pass.
They're ranked. Yeah, against the pass, and they usually give up
with that narrative.
They usually give up roughly 250 yards passing.
Yeah.
And McCarthy wasn't even close to that.
Well, for reasons I just explained, drop passes. My issue with that narrative is nobody wanted to say anything when J.J. McCarthy had more passing yards against Atlanta than Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield. But when he's underperforming against the narrative, it's okay to bring up those stats.
Well, he's underperformed more than he's overperformed.
But you can't just pick and choose which side of the spectrum you want to be on. You got to call it fair.
Well, that's a terrible defense. I mean, he did fine against Atlanta, but that was also what was that, week 2, week 3?
But hold on, that's when Atlanta was playing against Baker and Allen and those guys and shutting them down. And I brought that up, and you're like, that doesn't count. You guys completely waved that out of the. Nope, that doesn't count. It's Atlanta. They suck. That's what I got out of that. So I don't want to hear, well, they have a shitty defense, because when he faced a good defense and struggled, it was, no, he just sucks. So no, he just sucks, and then it's a shitty defense. Like you're just saying he sucks. Like there's no give there. There's only take.
He does suck. I don't know.
He doesn't. All right. That was my thoughts on that.
Right.
Seattle dominates Atlanta. I mean, that was always going to happen. Cincinnati and Buffalo, probably game of the week, in my opinion.
I'm so glad you took 7.5, Brenner.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
Over. I told you that whenever you bet up to like 60, they freaking do
it. No. That's why I asked. Because I had that doubt about it. Like, this could do that. And I'm going to say this. This game, yes, the Bills got 39 points and the defense gave up 39 points. Joe Burrow blew this game.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you next week I'm taking the Bengals against the Ravens.
Brenner.
Hold on. I didn't say he lost them the game. I said he blew the game. That's like
exactly the same thing. Hey, real quick, that's exactly the same thing.
No, it's not. Listen.
They lost him. This guy lost the game. This guy blew the game. Same thing.
No, that's not the same. Because if a kicker misses a 28-yard field goal, he blew the game. He
and
didn't
lost
lose the whole game for him. It wasn't his fault they lost the whole game.
I mean,
it was the kicker's fault. He blew the game.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, sort of.
But Joe Burrow threw two picks in the final 4 minutes of the game.
That last one was insane. Who does that? That guy leapt. Yeah, I've never seen an interception like that before. I've never seen that was not a bad throw by Joe Burrow. That was an insane catch by that defender.
I see what he's saying, and I'm going to kind of teeter it just a little bit. I do think that kind of goes towards play calling too.
I'm going to say this right now.
It's in the
when you make that money, doesn't matter. You want to make that money, you're responsible for the wins. You're responsible for the losses. End of story.
In 5 plays, you don't
get to do that, Brenner.
2 interceptions.
You don't get to do that. It is a team game. And anytime your quarterback does shitty, it's, we're out these guys.
My
injuries.
Quarterback's making $3 million.
That's a lot of money. You want to make $3 million? That's a lot of money, buddy.
I said when he's making that money. I hold. So it's the same thing I said with
quarterback.
Justin Jefferson. It's the same thing I said with Justin Jefferson last week. If he's going to make quarterback money, I expect quarterback impact. Him having 4 yards or 7 yards or whatever a game is completely unacceptable, regardless of the quarterback situation. Absolutely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And
this game is not on Joe Burrow. The loss is not on Joe Burrow.
I will just say though,
the whole game is not. There's plenty of
2 interceptions in 5 plays. That's kind of insane. Like you kind of threw the game there at the end. You literally threw the game to the other team there at the end.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's all his fault and he did it on purpose or like it was a super avoidable thing.
Riley.
But at the end of the day, he still cost them the game.
Nobody is Jalen Hurts-esque other than Jalen Hurts. That man just made a play.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm so happy.
I'm so ready to talk about it. We'll get to it. All right, next game.
God, I've never seen these two more excited. All right. Tennessee at Cleveland actually turned into a really good game. I can't believe it.
I'm pissed at myself because I was sitting there.
I
was sitting there looking at the total like 33.5. I'm like, bro, I think these two teams are going to give it up. I think this is going to go over. And instead, I said the Browns minus the points for some odd reason, and I was so pissed at myself for it. And look at what happened. Cam Ward fucking had a great game.
Yeah, which was really surprising.
You didn't even expect it. I thought it was funny because on the pod on the pregame pod we were talking about Cam Ward, and you said under half a passing touchdown. That was over the first quarter. Literally, I think it was the first drive.
Yeah,
he threw a touchdown. Yeah, a touchdown.
They were the first, or they were the last team in the NFL to not score a touchdown on their opening drive. They were the only team to not have done it this season, and they finally did.
Yeah, so I thought that was crazy.
Shadur played really well.
He played pretty good.
The only thing that still concerns me, the only thing that still concerns me is his arm strength. I never doubted his IQ, and I never doubted his decision making. Those were the two things I knew he had. It was the actual physical ability to play quarterback in the NFL, stay healthy, throw the ball, deliver the ball where it needs to be, how it needs to be delivered. And I still haven't seen that out of him. Like, I'm looking at his throw chart here where it charts all the throws he has. He doesn't have any throws beyond 20 yards in the air. Not one. He has 3 that were 2 incompletes and an interception. So everything else is under 20 yards. Now, there's a couple outside the sticks throws, but 2 of them were on goal line fades. So that one's not as impressive to me, just because that doesn't take a lot of arm strength. You just have to throw it out there. It's a 50-50 ball. And then a vast majority, all but 1, 2, 3, 4 of his other completions are inside of 10 yards. And with 8 of them being behind the line of scrimmage. So I'm not saying he's doing bad or anything. I need to see before I've heard a lot of praise of him. I need to see I knew he could do this. I knew he could run the Bo Nix style offense that Peyton's running with him. That's working really well. That's working in offenses, and they're doing great. I know he can do that. I don't know if he can be a franchise quarterback, top 10 guy, a Dak Prescott, a Kirk Cousins level guy, or beyond, right? I don't know if he can achieve that, but I like what he's doing. Good for him.
This is 100%. I think this game is on the Browns defense. The Browns offense put up 29 points with Shadur. Shadur did absolutely fine.
Yeah, the whole offense played great.
Almost 400 yards passing. That's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Cleveland offense, Cleveland defense that we thought played so good at home, man, you gotta give your offense some slack here. Like you gotta do something to stop Cam Ward and this Titans offense. Like, come on, everybody else can do it. Why can't you guys do it?
So the thing with the big yards he had, it was. I haven't watched the film, so I don't know the specifics. Excuse me. He had a negative completion percentage over expected. I don't know why that. I don't know if it was a lot of yak. I don't know if it was a lot. If they're attributing that to he had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He had 9 incompletions inside of 10 yards. So that could be what all that is. The interception, the only having 1 pass attempt deep and it being picked could have a lot to do with that. So I don't know, but I like what I saw. He had a 97 quarterback rating. That's above average NFL quarterback play. I'm happy with that if I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I haven't yet. Let me see if I can pull up his QBR. I don't know if they have it posted yet. They don't even have him. What?
Why did they take him out for that last play?
His QBR rating that I see is 56.
Because it's the Browns.
Okay, 56 is pretty much a 97. It's slightly above 55 to 50 is kind of average quarterback play at QBR. So 57 is kind of like a 97. So
Cam Ward had a 19 QBR. So
19?
19 QBR.
19?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 19 QBR, 70 rating. So he outplayed the number 1 overall pick.
He bolstered the number 1 overall pick.
It's just the Titans, man. Tony Pollard just had an awesome 6.4 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
Return of the run game.
Yeah, Cam Ward did not play well. 14 of 28, 117 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Yeah, didn't play super crazy good. All right, we'll move on to the next game here.
Okay.
On the list, we have see. Indy and Jacksonville. Daniel Jones goes down. Poor guy. They just signed Phillip Rivers in breaking news this morning. Phillip Rivers gets signed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's the practice squad. Me and Spoon were kind of talking for the show. I don't know if he plays this week. I think they're going to try. I do think they're going to try to get him out there this week.
After looking at their schedule, they're definitely going to try because that's one of the things that me and you were talking about.
Why bring him in if you're not going to try too at this point? Like you only have a couple games left.
I mean, your games that you have are against the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jags, the Texans, all playoff teams. Like and you're sitting at 8-5. You've got to win at least 2 of those games, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got to at least try something different. And I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't start him next week. Do it. Throw him in. Let him get a little bit of playing time. That way he's ready to go. That way he's 100% ready to go the following week whenever you play the 49ers.
Yeah, I agree completely. I couldn't agree more, Spoon.
I was just happy because this was my number 1 bet of the day, and it was the over, and the total went over. So I'm very happy about that.
Vikings beat the Commanders. We already talked about that a little bit. Dolphins beat the Jets. No surprises there. Other than Spoon, as you said, the Tua thing.
So I was going to bring that up. So I looked at the weather after this game started, and it showed that it was above 40 the whole time. So I'm just like, damn.
Well,
it was slightly above 40. It was like 40 in New York City. I looked at the weather, and it was showing. Well, not New York City, but MetLife Stadium. Obviously, it's in New Jersey. But I was looking at the weather, and it was showing like 41, 42, 43, and I'm like. Damn.
Tua stays undefeated versus the Jets because he didn't have to play in 40-degree weather.
Did not have to play in negative 40-degree weather. Yeah.
My biggest surprise of the day was Baltimore-Pittsburgh. Baltimore. It seems like they brought in that safety after the bye week, right before they played Chicago. I can't remember his name, but they changed up their defensive scheme around that time, and it worked until about the end of the Jets game. They had some issues, and then the Bengals game they looked bad. The Pittsburgh game they looked bad. So I think teams have figured out the new defensive adjustments they made against like the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings, those teams. So I think the Bengals season is pretty well cooked. I don't think they're going to be able to. They have to play Cincinnati again this week, Patriots, Green Bay, and at Pittsburgh. So I'm pretty much cooked.
It's crazy Lamar's that we're seeing the fall of the Ravens and the Chiefs in the same season.
Yeah.
Lamar's not fully healthy.
Crazy.
You can't. The defense isn't playing well again. Like you're not gonna win football games. So
the problem is I just don't trust this offense enough. Still, even with
that's what I'm saying. Lamar isn't healthy.
Yeah. I
figured Henry's 30 years old now. I mean, I figured he'd 30 years old.
I figured he'd be a little more healthy by now. But if you look at after they got their field goal on their first drive. Literally 3 and out, 6 plays, 24 yards, punt, interception on the next one. Like that's 3 drives in a row that they're just not doing anything. And they're turning the ball over.
I agree.
So I cannot trust this all. And the thing is, this Steelers defense isn't anything crazy. We've been talking about it all season about how they're
overhyped, overpaid.
They're definitely playing heavily below par.
It is a division game, so that you do have to weigh some of that in there.
But it's in Baltimore. Like it's not in Pittsburgh. It's in Baltimore. Baltimore should be ready to play this game, and their offense does not look ready to go at all. So I don't know what to expect from them in the weeks to come.
I can't trust it. I mean, I said this last year that Lamar's supporting cast is not as good as everybody thinks. Lamar is the reason they win, and when Lamar's not healthy, they don't win. And it's bittersweet that hey, I'm right, but now Lamar sucks. So there's no real winning there. It sucks for him because I do love Lamar so much. I think he's a fucking awesome dude. He's such a good guy. But he's not healthy, so they're not going to win. And Derrick Henry's good. Derrick Henry's a 1,000-yard rusher at 35 years old, right? Like he'll always be a 1,000-yard guy. But when you have a healthy Lamar next to him, he can be a 2,000-yard guy, as they showed last year. And they just don't have that dynamic to the offense right now. Lamar cannot move around like normal. He can't create time. He can't extend plays. He can't, Lamar is him and Russell Wilson are very similar passers, and they both are very good touch passers, right? Lamar's not bulleting the ball in like Caleb Williams 40 times a game.
No,
he's
like
a touch guy. He can layer it in there really well, hit anywhere on the field, but that takes time for plays to develop, which means he has to create time because the offensive line isn't going to hold up for 4 seconds every play. But yeah, they're just can't trust the offense.
The best pass I saw all week came from Josh Allen. Did you guys see that pass that he threw where he was rolling out of the pocket and he threw it right over the shoulder of the defender and it just snuck into
yeah.
I feel like it was Keon Coleman into the end zone. It was crazy. But yeah,
it was Khalil Shakur.
It was Khalil Shakur. Okay, but yeah, like Lamar, I don't see Lamar doing stuff like that. So it just sucks. But he's good. Like he's good enough to make plays like that. You're just not seeing it right now.
Yeah. New Orleans beats Tampa Bay. Wow.
Shocker.
Wow. Yeah.
Not even being sarcastic, like.
Yeah. No. I didn't. None of us ever. The Saints have 3 wins. That's 3 more wins than any of us expected them to have, except for maybe who expected them to have 1.
I think. I think I gave them a couple wins this year, but like this was one that I did not give them, and it's just, man, the Bucs have to quit turning the ball over on downs. They had 3 4th and 1s in this game, and they just could not figure out how to get that 1 yard. And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a Bucs fan. I just love Baker so much. Everybody knows that. But it's frustrating whenever you're doing some crazy like fake handoff to the fullback, pitch out to Bucky Irving, and you're losing 7 yards on 4th and 1. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, it makes 0 sense to me. I do not understand. Yeah, I just don't understand.
I mean, I do believe that. I mean, obviously, we all know that this team is super injured. I mean, I guess Baker's still playing. I mean, he looked a little injured during the game, but I don't know. Like, you can only say that so much, and then it's like, okay, like, are you going to actually beat a bad team, or are you just going to keep complaining about the injuries the whole time? Whenever you obviously have a better team than the New Orleans Saints, and they just came into your house.
And the Saints are on their backup running back. Kamara didn't even play. Like, it's not like the Saints are coming in there as some like, okay, they're fully healthy for the first time. You know what I mean? The Saints are just a bad team who's facing injuries, who just beat a good team facing injuries. So, and I mean,
all their running backs are healthy though too.
Yeah, and Ibuka should have that drop in the end zone hurt. That drop in the end zone really hurt.
Yeah, Ibuka has not been playing too well the last few weeks.
No, he is not.
Hopefully he gets back on track, but who knows? We'll see.
Denver Raiders, the biggest.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
So for people who don't know, the Denver Broncos were up 24-14 with like 10 seconds left to play. The Raiders get into field goal range. 10 seconds left to play, right? Like that, you're not getting 2 possessions. You need a touchdown and a field goal. You need points to win this game. So you gotta get it somehow. You're not gonna have enough time after this field goal to even like you're kicking the field goal as time expires. Like there's no play after this. There's no onside kick. There's no Hail Mary attempt. None of that. The Raiders line up for a field goal, and the spread was 8.5. So it goes from a 10-point ball game down to a 7-point ball game as time expires for absolutely no reason.
And wasn't there a penalty on that last play that let them kick the field goal?
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
I think
I can look it up right now.
Yeah, it was something on the defense where like they were going to spike the ball and the defender laid on them for a second, so they called a delay of game on the defense that let them line up for the field goal.
Yep. Kenny Pickett passed penalty on Denver. Defensive delay of game, 5 yards and forced at Denver 33, which led them to 0 seconds on the clock. And they lined up for a field goal to cover the spread.
I didn't even know defensive delay of game was a thing.
Oh yeah, you can get think about like whenever like the offense is trying to get back to the line of scrimmage with the ball, right? Like you got 30 seconds left, you're running back. If a defender comes out and punches the ball out of your hand and the ball goes flying, that's a defensive delay of game.
Yeah. Or if they're like, let's say there's an incompletion and they have the ball, like the ball bounces into their hands or something, they're holding onto the ball for too long, not giving it to the official or whatever, like defensive delay.
So that's your Pete Carroll had money on the game of the week. LA destroys the Cardinals. Spoon, you were 100% on with that.
Yeah.
You said they come
Rams
out
get
pissed
back.
off and absolutely fucking destroy the Cardinals, which they did. We talked about Packers Bears already. Riley, really sorry.
Yep.
Houston, Kansas City, Kansas
Told
City's
you.
cooked. Yeah,
Told you.
Kansas City's cooked.
3.5 point spread, 3 weeks in a row. Bet against the Chiefs.
I already have a bet in place that the Chiefs, as of 2 weeks ago, the Chiefs don't make the playoffs. So,
Wow.
So against Denver, about midway through Denver, I bet a buddy of mine. I was like, I bet you if they lose this game, they won't make the playoffs. And he's like, deal. And they lost, and they're not gonna make the playoffs. And now, boys, we have made it to the very end of the video, and we have one game left to talk about, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. And I'm kind of salty because I thought the Eagles were going to win this game. I didn't want them to, but I thought they would. The Chargers are not a good team with a quarterback with a broken hand.
Yeah.
But it's not his throwing hand, but he still played. He played like he had a broken hand, though.
Yeah, but like this is the defending, reigning Super Bowl champions going into LA, which is not a true home game for any LA team, and playing a struggling Chargers team who has beat up on some bad teams and lost to some teams that they shouldn't have lost to. And it ends in spectacular fashion.
Oh, yeah.
I had the over-under at 40.5. It hit 41.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, Jalen Hurts may have. I'm gonna look up right now what his metrics are. But you guys go ahead and talk about the game. Talk about how you feel.
27.3 QBR, 31.2 quarterback rating.
31.
Yep. I think we can finally put to rest the Dak versus Jalen Hurts debate. I mean, you can go, what Eagles team, what year, what Cowboys team, what year. Oh, Cowboys never. Oh, Dak never in the playoffs. Blah 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 blah. It's a team game, and when we go down to single players, you could never make me take Jalen Hurts over Dak Prescott.
I never had Jalen Hurts as a top 5, borderline 10 player on this team.
The glazing of him after the Super Bowl was insane. Insane that all these people are talking about how great he is, top five, and it's like, are you stupid?
What did he do?
So I will say this. So time out real quick.
Go ahead.
Dak has had a worse game than Jalen had this week. It's only happened once, but he has done it.
When?
On November 19th, 2017, against the Eagles, they lost 37-9. Dak went sub 60% on 31 attempts, 145 yards, 0 touchdowns, 5 total turnovers, and a 30.4 quarterback rating.
Okay. And that's totally.
I was just gonna say, second year. That was his second year.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying
not done that recently.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
No. His most recent bad game was this year against Detroit, which is his second worst game ever. Or sorry, last year against Detroit was his second worst game ever, where he went
9 to 47.
No, he went 17 of 33, 51%, 178 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a fumble, and had an average air yards of 2.6 and had a 42 quarterback rating.
The score was 9 to 47, I believe.
Oh, the score, yes, 47.
My thing is,
but no, I'm not. I just looked that up for fun.
As
I'm
a
not
Cowboys,
saying I would take Jalen over Dak ever.
As a Cowboys fan, if Dak did this season, we would never, ever, ever hear the end of it. Ever. Yeah. Because everybody loves to hate on the Cowboys. Everybody loves to hate on Dak Prescott. I don't even like Dak Prescott. I've always said that he's not that good of a quarterback to lead our team to a Super Bowl.
You're wrong.
But Jalen Hurts,
you're wrong.
That was atrocious. And I am laughing my ass off at anybody that thought that he was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. 4 interceptions. Let's just talk about the fact that he's
on one play.
Let's just talk about the fact that he's the first he's the first player in history.
I don't know. I don't know.
To have, I'm pretty sure I saw that stat somewhere that he's the first player in history to record 2 turnovers in the same play.
It was dated back to the 70s because they couldn't go any further back.
Yes.
Super Bowl era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it would have been Super Bowl era. Yeah.
And it was a bad throw too. It was a bad throw. That interception. He threw it right to the defender.
No, he had that last interception was his only not bad interception of the day.
Yeah.
That one wasn't the incomplete. Like that was a great play by the defender and a great catch by the defender. Like,
well, it was also
that was crazy.
I was looking at that play too, and I was like, why would you throw it into double coverage? Like,
No.
Yes,
no, that was a good decision. He missed the throw. If he throws it a foot higher in the air, walk-in touchdown.
He still threw it into double coverage. There was two.
No, the dude was sitting on the route underneath, and he broke on the route after Jalen threw it. He was sitting underneath. Jalen throws, and he breaks back and barely gets a hand on it. So
like I said, I saw 2 defenders there.
Bad.
It bounced off of one of them, and then the other one, it landed right in his hands, and boom, interception, game in. So, I mean, I don't think you obviously you don't throw that ball. I don't think.
I think 30 of 32 quarterbacks throw that ball in that situation.
Yeah, good ones. We can just talk about
throw,
good
period.
Good quarterbacks can throw that ball. Josh Allen can make that throw. Joe Burrow can make that throw. Mahomes can make that throw. Jalen Hurts can't make that throw. We saw it.
Didn't make it. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about Week 14 before we end the episode? All right, boys. Good. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. All right, we